Hello everyone, in this video we're going to understand what is method or function. Guys, methods are block of statement which will be executed only when you will call them. So let's say I have written a block of statements or collection of statements to perform specific task. Now this particular statements will be executed only when you will be calling them. Well, why we create functions or methods? Guys, functions or methods are created to reuse the code without retyping it again and again. Methods are time savers as it helps us to reuse the code without actually retyping it. I'll give you the common example of method. Let's say sum. Sum is a method in which block of statements are written to add two numbers. Now, if I want to add two numbers, instead of writing those codes again and again, I can just call this function, write down arguments in it, and it's going to return me result as 5. Now this function, inside this function, it is already coded that what action it is supposed to take. We have to just use it. Instead of writing code inside it again and again, I'm just using it. So it is saving my time and efforts. So this is main advantage of using a function or method. Now in Java, we do have predefined methods and user-defined methods. So predefined methods and user-defined methods. Predefined methods are those methods which are by default in Java. You need not to create it. It is by default in Java. I'll give you a common example of predefined methods. You might have seen this line, system.out.println. Guys, this is predefined method. Whenever you call it, you can pass argument inside it and it will work accordingly. It will print whatever you have written inside this brackets. If you want to display some variables, you can write the variables. If you want to display any string, you can write that string in this brackets. But this is by default predefined method. You need not to define it. You need not to create it. It is inbuilt in Java. Whereas user-defined methods are those methods which are created by user. When you create your own methods with the help of code, that is called user-defined method. Like I gave you example, if you want to add two numbers, you can create method to sum. If you want to subtract two numbers, you can create subtract. If you want to multiply, divide, whatever action you want to perform, you can create its block of statements, and those statements can be executed only when you are calling them. Let's understand how to create method. I've already created one class called methods. You can give any name to the class. So here I'm going to show you different types of methods. Like first, I'm going to create method without return type. So guys, it's not like method always returns you something. Sometimes methods are created to execute some block of statement, but it is not returning you the result. So it's just executing the block of statements. That's it. It might or might not be returning you anything. So first I'm going to show you example in which methods are not having any return type. Syntax of creating any method is, you will first write access modifier, then return type, then name of method, brackets, start curly braces, in which you will write body of the method, and close the curly braces. So this is how we create any method. So one of the most important thing we should keep in mind is we cannot create any user-defined methods inside the main method. So method inside the method, you cannot create that. So you need to come out of the main method. Look at this. Bracket starts here and it closes here. So outside the main method, you will be creating your user-defined method. So first method I'm going to create is method without any return type or return value. So first, we will be writing the access modifier. What is access modifier? Access modifier means that who can access this particular method, whether it is public, it is protected, like what is the access modifier associated with it. So I will be writing public, then return type. As I've told you, we are doing the example in which there is no return type or return value. Whenever you encounter these type of situations in which there is no return type, we write void there. So public void. Void means there is no return value from this method. So this method won't be returning any value. Then we have name of the method. You can give any name to this method. I'm going to write details, brackets, curly braces start, and curly braces close. So this is your method. Access modifier, return type, name of the method, bracket start and close. You can type anything in it. This is called body of the method. Guys, whatever you write inside these brackets, called body of the method. Here you write block of statement. As I've told you, method is a block of statements. It's a collection of statements which will be executed only when you will call it. So I will be writing one block of statement here. So I'm going to write, so system.out.println. Just typing anything, employee details, and terminate it with semicolon. So this is my method. If I want this method to get executed, I need to call it. That is what the definition of method says. So method is a block of statements which will run only when you will call it. I'll show you that with the help of example. So we created this method. Let's execute this class. So I'm going to run this. If you look at this, nothing is displayed. But I have written this line system.out.println in my method, but nothing is displayed here. Because method won't be showing you any value until or unless it is called. We need to call this method, then only it will display you the values. Calling any method will be done in main method. So when you want to call any method, in main method, you will be calling it. Let me just put it over here, outside. And this is my main method now. In my main method, nothing is there. And as you know, Java's entry point is main method. So it will, Java compiler will come to main method, read nothing here, displayed you nothing. You need to call this method here so that Java compiler can read it, come to this method and display you whatever is written inside it, or execute the block of statements according to the method. How to call any method. So guys, as in our previous video, we understood that we need to create object of a class if you want to access any global variables or methods. So this is also global. It is not a part of this main method. And if you want to call this method too, we need to create object of this class. We know how to create object of this class. We will write a keyword new, name of the class, brackets, semicolon. I created object of this class. If I want to refer the object of this class, I need to create reference. So reference can be created like this. We will write down name of the class, reference name, assign, object. So this is the complete command. If now I want to access this method, because this is outside the scope of main method, that's why I have to create the object. If I want to call that, I will be writing obj dot. Look at this. When I wrote obj dot, I can see details here. We'll click on that. Now my method is called. If you will now execute the class, it will display you this statement. So I'm going to run this class now. Look at this. I got employees detail, which is this method's body. So it is displaying me what is written in this method. Let's understand how this works. JVM will first come to the main method, will read what is written over here. So first thing it's going to do is it will create memory area for methods class. So it's going to create object for this method class in this object in which this particular method will be copied. So let's understand this. Let's say my class name is ABC. Let's say my class name is ABC. Now in this class, I do have main method. Outside this main method, I do have my own user-defined method called details. JVM will first talk to main method. Try to read whatever is written inside the main method. Now, if in your main method, you created any object, let's say I wrote new name of the class. One object will get created. In this object, so ABCs, this new object will be created. In this object, all the variables and methods will be copied, which are outside the main method. So details, this is the method which is outside the main method. It will be copied here. So it will have details in it. If there is any global variable, those global variables will also get copied in it. Whenever you create any object, memory area is created in which all the methods will be copied. Now, if I want to access this method, I will be creating a reference for it, which I did in this class. I created a reference, access this particular memory area, and I can access details method. So this is how JVM works. This is how Java works. First, it comes to main method, read what is written over there. Then you can call method with the help of reference name, with the help of object reference. So now we will be understanding how to create method with return type. So I'm going to follow same structure. Access modifier, public, then return type. Let's say this particular method going to return me integer. I wrote integer. Name of the method. So let's say name of the method is marks. Braces, start the curly brackets, close the curly brackets. So guys, this is here, we can write the body of method. One thing you must notice is that still it is giving me this red line beneath name of the method. Why? Let's put a cursor and read it out. It's saying add return statement. Because we have provided return type for this method, we must provide return statement. This is mandatory. If you are writing void, you need not to give any return statement because it is not returning you anything. But if you have provided the return type, that is integer or any other return type, you must either add return statement or change the type to void. So it is returning you, we must add the return statement. I will be letting you know what is return statement, but first let's write body of this method. Let's say I'm declaring any variable. I said int a 1000. And now, whenever I call this method, what I want this method to return me? I want this method to return me a. So I will be writing here return a. See, it's not giving me any error now. So this is how method with return type is created. So here, if you want to call this method also, you need to go to main method. Again, write obj dot, because this is how you can access object of this class. And you can see here, I found marks as my method. You might be seeing lots of stuff here, guys. This is predefined methods or predefined variables, which we haven't created. Our user-defined methods are this, in front of which my class name is coming. Methods, this is my class name. In front of which my class name is coming. Those are user-defined methods. So here, I will be picking marks, semicolon. So this is how I can call this method. Now let's execute this program. So first method got executed. There was print statement in it. That's why I can see employee details, because print statement was part of it. But this is not printing me anything because in my methods body, there is no print statement. So it won't be printing me anything. It got executed, compiler compiled it, but I cannot see anything. Reason being because there is no print out statement. There is no print statement. So what I have to do if I want to see details of this, if I want it to return me what I expect, I need to write system.out.println again. So I'll write system.out.println, and in brackets, I can pass my reference dot method name. Now let's execute it. It is showing me 1000 now. It displayed me return value of this particular method. Because you want to display it, you need to write system.out.println. We have not written system.out.println for this because it was part of this method. But here it is not inside this method. That's why we have to write it down if you want to see the result. So here, I'll just put it, scroll it up. This is the return value of this method. This is the return value of marks method. So I have written in marks method, return me A, and the value of A is 1000. So this is how method with return type works. Third variation of method creation is, third type of method creation is, you can create method with return type and with parameters, arguments. Let's see how we create this. Again, I'm going to quote this thing. I will be writing access modifier, which is public, return type, as I'm going to create method sum, which will add two numbers. Let's say sum is a method and I'm passing 2,3 in this. It is returning me 5, right? This is how sum method works. In sum, you pass the parameters. Sum knows that I have to add it and give you result as whatever the calculated result is. So it's going to take input, access it according to the code inside it, and give you the result. Take the input, process it, and give you the result. Now I'm going to create this method's body. How this method is actually created. What is the code behind it? So I'm writing public, return type. What it is returning me? Integer. So I will write public int name of the method. So I'm giving it as sum bracket. Now guys, what we pass inside these brackets? Two arguments. Both are integer. So I'm going to write it in the brackets. So this is method with return type and with parameters. So I'm going to write in brackets that whenever I call some function, I want to pass two arguments in it, add those two arguments and give me result. So here I will be passing two arguments. I'll write integer A because 2 or whatever you're passing should be integer, comma, integer B. Second argument should also be integer. And this is how you pass arguments in it. Now, what will be body of this method? Body of this method is whenever I call sum, I want first argument should be added to the second argument. So here, what I want the sum to do? A plus B. So A should be added to B. So A plus B. Let's store it in any variable. So I said int result A plus B. And whenever I call this method, I want it to return me result of it. So it should add A and B and give me result of it. So return me what I want it to return. I want it to return me result where A plus B is stored. So result is a variable in which result of A plus B is stored. So this is how you create method with parameters and with return type. So let's see this. how to call it. In order to call this, you will write obj dot. We will find out sum here. When you click on the sum, see here, it's showing you a and b. You can substitute any integer at the place of a and b. So here a will be, let's say 2, and b is 3. Again, guys, when you will execute this program, it's not going to display you anything because system.out is not there. So I'm going to write system.out.println, and in brackets, I'm going to put this method. Let's execute this. I'm just going to scroll it up. Execute this. Look at this. All three methods are displaying the result. So first, it is just displaying you whatever is written inside it. Second method is returning you value. So you have assigned one value to A and you said return me A. So it is returning you A. And last one is to add two numbers. And these numbers you have substituted as 2, 3. Now, as a body of this function, it added 2 into 3, return you the result as 5. So guys, this is how we can create any method. Now, overview of this video is methods are something in which you can write code of statement, block of statement, and it can be executed only when you call them. Main advantage of creating a method is reusability of the code. Now, next time, if I want to add two numbers, I need not to write this code again and again. I can just call sum. In sum, this code is already written and I can execute it again and again without rewriting the code. Methods can be called with the help of objects. But remember, only those methods can be called with the help of objects which are non-static. Now, what is static and non-static? We'll come to that in our next video. I hope you understood this. You understand the meaning of methods, why we use it, what are the advantages, and what are the types of methods. In our next video, we're going to understand the difference between static and non-static. That's all for this video. Thanks for now.